Hello, 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 hello. It's Kate Bolt, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the UK for another Copy and Cards Live. Hello and welcome. I can't believe it's Tuesday already. I always say this, don't I? I don't know where the weeks go. I do not know. Now, let me just see if I can just rearrange my shot. I have changed the angle of my camera today. And let's see how that looks. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? So I've got everything on the other side, so it may be a little bit weird, but that's all good. That is all good. Anyway, hello and welcome. If you are joining me live, I will just wait and see if anyone hops on with me actually. And yeah, if you join me on the replay, welcome. Let me know if you're watching and where you're watching from. I love to know. I'm just going to move my laptop around because it's right in the way, but not where I can respond to any comments, which is not very helpful. Let's put my adhesive there, my laptop here. Excuse me. It's really difficult actually to set up a live, so you've got everything where you want it to be. So anyway, a bit of fun today, a bit of light relief. We've had such a somber day in the United Kingdom yesterday, paying our respects to the Queen. And today it's time for a little bit of light relief. So I thought we would play with this beautiful Soft Seedlings stamp set. Excuse me, I got it very recently. I've been playing with it. It's so beautiful. And I just thought it would be a great one to play with. I have a little friend joining me. The dog wants to join in. He always joins in the live. So I'm sorry about that if you could hear him coming in. Right, I'm just going to go into my YouTube on my laptop and see if I can see comments if any come through. So let's just do that. So we can see what we're doing. Here we go. Let's mute it. Excellent. Here we go. Right. So Soft Seedlings, love it. It's so pretty. And I thought I'd share a little bit of ink technique that was ideal with this stamp set with you today. And we'll get started playing with it. So I thought it's, there's a definite... Hi, Shaz. Good afternoon to you. I was about to say good morning. I don't know where the morning went. But good afternoon to you. There's a definite nip in the air today. When I got up and went out this first thing this morning, there was loads of dew on the grass and there was all those cobwebs that you get in the autumn. Our forecast says it's a low of 10 degrees today with a high of 17. So that's not too bad, is it? But it's definitely autumnal. So I'm thinking autumn colours. So I've picked out a soft suede card base. I've gone for some of the nice brushed metallics. I've got a piece of this as a layer, so I'm going to put on there. And then I have got a piece of very vanilla for my inside because it's a bit softer than the white. And then I have got another piece of very vanilla close by that I'm going to use my stamping. I might have actually put it away. I kind of got out what I needed because otherwise it can be a bit too much going on. Yeah, I put it away. This is not much use, is it? So I've got a piece of very vanilla to stamp on. So I'm going to put this card base to the side and we're going to do some stamping. And we are going to stamp using our sponge daubers. Oh, hi, Wendy. I'm so glad you caught me live as well. Oh, Shaz, have you just seen your UPS man? Has he got a Stampin' Up! Delivery for you? That would be amazing. I'd love to know what you've ordered. This is a super stamp set. It's red rubber and it's got this gorgeous autumn leaf with these sycamore seeds on it and a single one. And then it's got thinking of you, so grateful for you, and hello. Wendy, your order arrived this morning, a day early. Oh, what a bonus. What a bonus. Oh, tell me what you ordered. I'd love to know. Right, I've got my big stamp already mounted on there. And it's like, I don't know if it's a distinctive stamp, but it has all the veins there inside and it's really detailed. It's great. So what I did was I picked out a few autumn colours in the inks. I've got Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, I've got some Pumpkin Pie, and then I pulled out the Old Olive. I've got my stamp, and then I've got my sponge daubers. So I'm going to use them on my stamp set today. So I'm going to start with a little bit of Crushed Curry, I think. Hello, Carol. Good morning to you. It's nice to have the gang here. I love it. Okay, so I'm using my sponge daubers and I am going to just ink it up directly from the ink pad, and I'm going to dab it all over with like a dabbing. You can rub it as well, but with like a rubbing or a dabbing motion all over my stamp. Oh, your orders from the percentage off sale. Of course they are. They'll all be coming through now, won't they? Oh, yeah, very good. It's always good to get a bargain. So I'm making sure I've got a fair bit of ink on there. It doesn't have to be completely covered because I'm using other colours as well. Oh, I'm glad that you've come back then, Carol. Yeah, I was away on holiday in August, wasn't I? Let's put that on back where it's meant to be. Pumpkin pie dauber, where are you? Oh, you're here. So let's make sure that is a pumpkin pie. Yeah. So and of course, yeah, we had the Queen last week, didn't we? So it didn't seem very respectable to be going live. So a bit of pumpkin pie, and it's kind of a mixed colour because it's picking up that that red colour, that Cajun craze. So just keep going with it. So that's nice. Enough of that one. And then I am looking for Old Olive. Where is my Old Olive dauber? Here it is. Here we go, Old Olive. And we're going to just add a little bit of green just to the tips, a bit to the stem. I don't want too much because it ends up looking a bit muddy. So I'm not really looking for that look. Okay, I'm just going to make one card with us today too. I hope this is good. I've got some more inspiration to share with you though. So I'm going to stamp this. Oh, I've got green ink on my thumb. I knew I had. I'm going to stamp it kind of right in the middle because I'm going to cut it out using a die. Okay, here we go. So Wendy ordered replacement blend sets, 8 of them, masking paper, the whimsical woodland embossing folder, the aspen tree dies and purchased in a tree stamp set, a second set of days to remember stamps because your daughter has yours, and the Gingham Cottage DSP. What a haul! That's brilliant. That's a really nice order, that is. Love that, Wendy. Do you know, my order came in the middle of last week. This was on it. There's quite a few things on there that I haven't had a chance to play with yet, including the aspen tree dies and purchased in a tree stamp set. Looking forward to playing with that. I've got some of the Gingham Cottage DSP too. Yes, lots of lovely things there. So there we go. That's what it looks like if you use your sponge daubers onto your stamp there, onto your soft seedling stamp. Isn't that beautiful? So I thought I grabbed out a set of dies to make my life very simple. Stylish Shapes dies. Now, I only got these last week. Can you believe it? I kept forgetting to put them on my order. And of course, you've got to have a stitched die. So beautiful. So I am going with the large one because I want to cut out as much of that leaf as I possibly can. Let's see if it'll fit through my mini boss. Open this one up. Here we go. Little plates. There we are. Right, that's a bit too fat to go in there, so let's cut that off because it's plenty big enough. I've just got too big a piece of card. Right, let's see, what do I want showing? I think I want it like that. Okay, let's pop it in. Love my mini boss because I keep it on the table. Now my big one is behind me, but this one's great because it's so grabbable. There's no effort. You know how like sometimes you think, oh, I'd rather have a punch because it's just there and I don't have to faff about with. Well, when you have the mini one on your table, it's like having a punch there because it's just there all the time. Really good. Right, I'm going to pop that to the side. Here's my finished piece. There we are. I love these double stitch dies. They're gorgeous. So it's stitched this piece, but it's also left the stitch relief. So nice. So that's that. Let's put that there. So we've got this one. We've got this one, and we've got this one. So pretty, look. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to emboss this one with this gorgeous embossing folder that I've been playing with and I absolutely adore. It's called the Leaf Fall Embossing Folders, and the leaves are falling. It's so pretty, and I am going to put that in here. So what I want to do is I want it embossed, not debossed. So if I keep my Stampin' Up logo at the top, I'll know that it'll press through the right way. So there's a handy tip for you. I'm going to work out exactly which leaves I want to be on there and how I want it to look. Now my card could either be landscape or portrait, but I think I'm going to go for landscape. So I'm going to do it in there like that, and I'm going to pop it through my embossing machine. Just change the plates. Right, here we go. Oh, it's so satisfying. Who else gets satisfied by embossing? I love it. I get so satisfied. I mean, look at that. How gorgeous is that? It's called the Leaf Fall Embossing Folder. It's 3D embossing folder. So pretty, so pretty. Love it. So I've got my soft suede card base. I've got my embossed piece of metallic card, and I've got my leaf as well here, like so. Already really beautiful. We don't have to do an awful lot to it, but there I am going to do something else. Okay, so I have got my Cajun Craze pen. I'm going to try it out before I do it. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'll make a mess with this pen. These are the Stampin' Right markers. This is the Cajun Craze one. These are not the blend pens. These are the Stampin' Right markers. They're a water-based like colouring pen. And they have the fine tip on that end. And they have the brush nib on this end. And it's the brush nib that I'm going to use. And I'm going to take my lid and I'm going to use it to spatter some ink. And I'm going to do that onto here. But I just wanted to see the colour contrast. I might try it with pumpkin pie. Let me see if I've got the pumpkin pie one in my thingy. Here it is. Let's try it with pumpkin. Oh yeah, that's nice. You got Treasured Kindness, Shaz, Ranunculus Romance and the Dies. You got Nuts About Squirrels. We love that one. I used that last week. Bouquet of Love. That's beautiful. Full of Love. Simply Fabulous. The Enchanting Details dies. The Deckled Rectangles. I love those. The Cracker die. And the Hive Embossing Folder, etc. You have done really well. We both got fabulous hauls. Absolutely fabulous. Right, I'm going to do this onto my piece. And it's just going to give it a kind of a bit of texture, bit of a distressed look. I really like it. And that is as simple as it is to add some ink spatters to your image and just make it a little bit more distressed, okay? So I'm going to glue my pieces together now. Now I am going to pop up my embossed panel, as is my wont, just because. So I'm using a lot. I should use some foam, but just using dimensionals today. Isn't it simple doing that? So simple to do that with the pens. So a couple of little ink techniques, very simple ones. Use your daubers on your stamps to create a multicolour image, and use your Stampin' Right pens to make the ink splatters. There we go. I think I've taken them all off. Okay, so here we are. Was that the right way up? I had it? I think so. Yeah, I think we're doing it that way. Okay, let's make sure I get it right, because I've got a lot of foam backs on this, a lot of dimensionals. There we go. So I've got a nice layer, and it just makes it stand up a little bit, gives it a little something more. And this one is going to go on here, and I think I'm going to glue that one because I've already got a nice fat layer of dimensionals. And then I thought I could put my sentiment on the top. So we have got, where's my stamp set gone? Here it is. We have got, goodness, my video is very behind on my live stream. I don't know why. Anyways, you got some of the embellishments and ribbon from the weekly offers, Shaz. The weekly offers are amazing. Are we in our very last week of the Thursday weekly offers at the moment? I do believe we are. So they started last Thursday, or it might be the third set. Did you, Shaz, did you get the squirrels because of me? Because I was playing with them. I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun with those. And I gave one of the cards away last week. In fact, I haven't got them out on my desk. But this is how I was playing with those squirrels. So we'll just interrupt for a minute and talk about squirrels. This is the Nuts About Squirrels stamp set. And I was playing with the different colours you could stamp your squirrel and the effect you would get. So we've got Smoky Slate, Soft Suede, Sahara Sand, Crumb Cake and Cajun Craze inks. And this is when I've stamped off those exact same colours and what you get from those. So it's really interesting what you get if you just have a play about. I ended up really liking the Cajun Craze stamped off for a red squirrel. So there you go. We had fun, didn't we? Yeah, so I'll pop those up on my my blog. I haven't done a blog post yet. I'm not sure if I wrote one for that. I'll check, and I'll pop that one up so you can see. It just makes it easier than having to stamp them all out. So this was going to go on here, and we could have any of these. Let's have a look, because I wanted to use the dies again to cut out the sentiment. So we could have for you. That might be a bit small. It's quite narrow. Is this one any fatter? I'll do that, Shaz. So grateful. It's quite skinny. For you is nice. Hello. These are not a matching die set. These are the stylish shape dies, and I'm just deciding what I'm going to do with them. Oh, you love it. I'm so glad you like it. I think I might go for the little square on the hello, which is exactly what I did on my last one. And I used a little bit of soft suede card. All right, I'm having to think. I might definitely do that. And I might do it with a little scrap of pumpkin pie. Let me just see what we've got. I have a lot of scraps. Right, okay. Pumpkin pie. die card. I think this might work. I don't know. Might be a bit distracting. What do you think, ladies? I might go for Old Olive. We've used that also. Bell peppers are nice. Old Olive, here we go. I was going to do it very vanilla, you see, that's why I haven't got it ready. But I've changed my mind. No, I'm going to go back to what I was going to do. Let's just do it. That's the inside. Let's not use that one. Let's cut this one out using the very vanilla card and see what we get. If in doubt, go back to your original idea. Just cut that one out. There we go. So there's our little stitched square. I'm going to put my hello on. Almost don't want to cover up that those beautiful leaves. Yeah, I think that's going to go here or here with the hello. And I am tempted to heat emboss it. Let's have a look. Right, what have I got? I have got gold embossing powder. I've got copper embossing powder. All sorts of embossing powder. Right, okay. I can't remember what colour this one is from the brushed metallic cardstock. So I think I'm going to go with gold because I think copper might be too coppery. Right, let's have a look then. So I'll get my embossing buddy out. This is from the new embossing additions kit. You get your embossing buddy. I love this because I didn't have my embossing buddy anymore. So you have your embossing buddy, you have your tray to catch everything in, and you have tweezers and a brush. It's everything you need, and I love mine. Right, okay, so I'm going to grab my Versamark. I'm going to ink up the hello. So if you've never done heat embossing or never used an embossing buddy, it's to get off any kind of oily residue that sticks to cardstock that you can't see from your fingers or anything like that. And then it stops the embossing powder sticking in the places you don't want it to stick. And gives you a much better finish, theoretically, unless I stick my fat finger in it now. Okay, so let's use my tweezers because that's what they're for. Right. Grab my embossing powder. Make sure it's all coloured. Hello, it says hello. And the great thing about this is that it has the little nozzle. Just undo this. This stops it all pouring out, and you can then just pop it back into your container so you don't lose anything. And then if it's stuck in there, you can just get your brush. How cool is that? So useful. Okay, I've got my heat tool. I'm going to heat it up and see it change colour. Let's have a go. So fun. So I haven't got much of a lead on my heat tool today. I've had a move around of my craft room over the weekend. I put some more storage, built some more storage, sorted everything out in my craft room, popped it all back together, and things have moved slightly. So, yeah, my leads are not are not quite reaching today. I need to sort that one out. And you can see it go glossy and shiny and change colour. Can you see that? When it sets, love heat embossing. It never gets old. There we go. So we are going to put this together. So it's going to go, oh, I love the gold. That really makes it, doesn't it? Right, let's get my seal. Going to put some seal on it. So you don't have to heat emboss. You could make this a much simpler card if you wanted to by just stamping your hello. But I just wanted to step it up a little bit. My stamps and oh, Shaz, I'll show you how I store my stamps and dies. Yeah, it's a bit difficult taking the camera out of the I don't know why I've taken 3 of those off because I got a bit distracted. Out of the Archon stand, but I will show you. It is the easiest way. I am a very simple person. I don't tend to keep a lot of stamps that are retired. I have a very select few that I use. So I don't have a huge amount of stamps. I have what I need. And then, of course, as soon as a new catalogue comes out, I go through and decide what I'm going to use for all my classes and things like that, and all my lives, and I get them all there. So I've just got a little shelf full of all my stamps. And then by the time I've got through all those, it's usually time for a new catalogue and retiring out the old ones. So I do have a stash ready to sell of my old ones. But yeah, I don't have a huge amount, but I'll show you how I store them. And my die is very simple, super simple. No, I don't keep with my dies with my stamps at all. I keep them in a separate spot. It's all very accessible though. So I've got hello, and I think what I'm going to do is re-stamp inside the crushed curry, the leaf. Oh, it wasn't crushed curry. Did I use the crushed curry? Cajun craze. No, that's right. Cajun craze. There it is. Couldn't find my dauber. There we are. I'm making a right mess. Oh, perhaps I was using... Oh, no, it was pumpkin pie, yeah. So, let's just give this a good old dauber again. Yeah, definitely. At the end, I'll show you how I store them. It's very easy. I don't store huge amounts of anything. I say that. I mean, if you're just starting out, you probably think I had far too much of everything. But I know there are crafters who doing it for themselves, so they don't need to retire their things, and then they just keep a lot more than I do. But that's all good as well. Pumpkin pie is this one. Gosh, it was cold this morning. I've got a t-shirt and a jumper on today. I've got wool socks. I've got some gorgeous wool socks knitted for me for my birthday for my dear friend Carol, and they are the best things ever. Because I can knit. I'm not great at knitting socks. And they're the best things ever. woolly sock, proper wool socks. Right, okay, so there's that. Well, I keep talking about socks and things like that, but it was so cold this morning, I was a bit shocked. We haven't got our heating on yet. I've kind of been refusing to do that whilst the sun is still out. Nah, we're still in September. I don't know about you guys, but it won't be long, will it? Right, okay, so here we go. I'm going to pop this one in here. Give it a nice stamp on the inside. So you've got that one there as well. And then I'm going to put hello on the inside as well. Because it's going to be a cheerful card. It's not a thank you, a thinking of you, or a for you. It's more just a, yeah, cheerful card. And I'm going to use my pumpkin pie stamp on there. There we go. Hello. My grid paper's coming. Tethered. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy to show you where I store my stamps. Let's use my seal. My craft is still a work in progress because I started getting my pictures and notice boards and all those little nice things that you want to look at up on the walls, but there's a lot of that still to do. So, but storage is pretty much sorted. There we go. So hello. So there's our card for Coffee and Cards today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing that and seeing this beautiful falling leaf embossing folder. I absolutely love it. So we had a little bit of ink technique with splattering and using the sponge daubers on our inks. We've done a little bit of heat embossing and we've used some dyes as well. So that's all on there. You don't need to make it anywhere near as complicated as that if you don't want to. Here's the other two that I made. I think I showed you these last week, but I hadn't made them on a live. So this is this one. Thank you both. That's very kind of you. This was the one that inspired me to make this one. So this is also the Brush Metallics cardstock, and it's more in the coppery one. Exactly the same embossing folder, the same technique with the stamp and the splattering of the ink using the pen. And I think that I might have used a bit darker. I think I put some cherry cobbler in with Occasion Craze. I have used the gold embossing, and I've used the sentiment from the stamp set and stamped it thinking of you, and I've cut around it with my scissors and just popped it on that. I definitely raised up this one, but I also raised this one, which I didn't today. And I've used some of the metallic dots, which I might still pop on today's card. It's naked though. It's naked, there's nothing inside. I haven't finished it. Isn't that terrible? Don't have nakedy cards, nudie cards. You need to have an inside because you'll put them in your stash thinking, oh, nice, lovely, lovely. And then you'll go to send it. Oh, I haven't half finished this card. It's no good. So I'm going to finish those in a minute. But this was the other one. So I've done the same idea. I've used the sponge daubers, some slightly different colours. But I fussy cut out of the leaves out, and that was lovely and therapeutic. And I did the same. I actually embossed these seedling heads in copper and cut those out, and I just stuck them in. And I have done the same as I've done today with the little hello. That's today's, and this is the one that I made before, and this is just heat embossed in white. And this is also soft suede and crumb cake. Nudie card. So those are the three, kind of similar but different. And look at the difference you can get depending on the inks that you use to daub on your stamp with. So yeah, absolutely love it. I'm losing battery. I will quickly show you guys how I store my stamps, if I can possibly do that. So I'm taking you out of my tripod. So here we go. I'm turning you around. You'll see the dog who's ignoring me. So I have a big calyx unit. I have one on this wall, which has always been here. And these are my stamps. It's a perfect set for autumn, Wendy. You're absolutely right. These are all my current stamps. Behind my current stamps, I have some old retired stamps. The only ones that I keep for myself for my scrapbooking purposes, that I bought them for that particular reason. I've got some neutral coloured cardstock down there, and this is where I keep all my scraps. And I pull on my scraps before I go into a new sheet. So that all normally is tidy. Punches, all my cardstock that you can normally see when I'm doing one where I have the face camera. And then my new Kallax unit is over here that I built yesterday, and I've got all my ribbons and bits and bobs and things like that. But so that's all the stamps I'm currently using in my business. And actually, it doesn't look like a lot. There's quite a lot there, and we're going to have a new catalogue coming probably by the end of the year. How did I paint? Oh, these, how did I paint those? So those are from Creations by Rod, and they come and they're very solid MDF. And I spray painted them with white spray chalk paint that you can get from B&Q or a hardware store. And I did it in the garden with lots of ventilation, quite a lot of coats, but it was really well worth it, and it turned out really well. And yeah, it was very simple, more simple than you'd think. And this is how I store my dies. So here's my Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. You refuse to call them a hoard. No, Wendy, it's just a collection. It's a nice collection. Shaz, he's great. His storage is amazing. Storage by Rod is brilliant. Yeah, I'm not surprised you've got some. So this is my Raskog. Now, the IKEA Raskog trolley, this isn't the IKEA version. This is the Hobbycraft version. When they first brought them out, it's a rose gold one. And it is exactly the same, but it was quite a lot cheaper at the time. So I've got one of these. Now, on the top, I flipped the shelf when I put it together. As you can see, the shelves go underneath. But I flipped it, and my Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine lives on here, and it wheels around the room wherever I want it to go. So sometimes I'll grab it behind me when I'm on my live, pull it towards me and die cut, like I just did with my embossing folder. And this is my embossing folders now, and my dies. This is it. Okay, so this is my magic wand, because you know what? Oh, it's meant to work. Anyway, everyone needs a magic wand when they're crafting, right? Honest to goodness. So these are all my dies, and there's a lot more there than it looks. Actually, I have a lot of dies. These are all current dies. These are all my embossing folders, and then all these dies at the back are ones that I will find useful for scrapbooking and things. They have a tray for the top now in Hobbycraft. Yes, I have seen that. That's really good. So I have retired dies in here, but not because I haven't moved them out of my collection, but because I do use them for my own purposes. Yeah, absolutely. So that's it. I've got my magic wand. I've got these. These were from IKEA, and they just sit on the side. And I got my scissors and all those. The things I use a lot of there, they're just there. And then I've got other pots and things around my craft desk with other things. But I always know where everything is, and that's how I do it. So I try and keep it simple. Stamps, dies. That's it. And I don't forget about the dies. Or I don't forget that I have a particular stamp set, because I'll rummage through my dies and think, oh yeah, no, I must use that stamp set. It looks organised, but you've seen me. You've seen me. I'm halfway through a live. I can't find a thing. So, we could all only try, can't we, eh? Yeah, so that's how I keep mine. Yeah, and I've got more units that you didn't see. So by that new Kallax, I've got some of the chests of drawers and all sorts. But it's not a very big craft room, but it's exactly what I need. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I've really enjoyed your company. It really helps that you join me live. Thank you so much. If you're watching in the future, please let me know you're watching from Tomorrowland. And where you're watching from. I love to know that too. Oh, you're absolutely welcome, Shaz. Anything to help, any tips and tricks, they're always good, aren't they? Yeah, so if you're watching and you like any of the products that I've used, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you can find all the products I've used in my online shop at katebolt.stampinup.net or over on my website at inkstampshare.ink. I'm very grateful for your business. Anyway, thank you guys, and yeah, you'll find lots of inspiration over there. I come live on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. and on a Friday at 11 a.m. So I hope to see you on Friday. And if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Shaz. Thanks, Wendy. Thank you. Take care now. See you soon. Bye.